Peter Pan and Mason's Sky-High Adventure. Once upon a time in the magical land of Neverland, a young boy named Mason stood at the edge of a sparkling lagoon. Mason, a brave and curious 6-year-old, loved listening to stories about Peter Pan. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Mason heard the fluttering wings and the playful laugh of none other than Peter Pan himself. "Hello there, Mason," Peter Pan called out, swooping down from the sky. His eyes twinkled with excitement. "I've heard so much about your bravery. How would you like to join me on a grand adventure?" Mason's eyes widened with joy. He nodded eagerly and asked, "Where are we going, Peter?" "To the skies, of course. We're going to fly and explore the wonders of Neverland," Peter replied, handing Mason a small pouch of sparkling fairy dust. "Just think happy thoughts and sprinkle a little bit of this, and you'll be flying in no time." With a sprinkle of fairy dust and a heart full of excitement, Mason thought of the happiest things: his family, his friends, and his favorite banana split. Suddenly, he felt a lightness in his body, and before he knew it, he was floating in the air beside Peter Pan. "This is amazing!" Mason exclaimed as they soared above the treetops, the wind rushing through their hair. Peter laughed. "Isn't it? Come on, there's so much to see." They flew over lush jungles, sparkling rivers, and shimmering fields. Mason marveled at the beauty of Neverland. As they flew, they spotted a familiar face: Tinker Bell, Peter Pan's best friend and a witty little fairy with a heart of gold. "Hello, Tinker Bell," Mason called out. Tinker Bell waved and fluttered her wings. "Hello, Mason. Welcome to Neverland. Are you ready for an adventure?" Mason grinned. "Absolutely." As they continued their journey, Mason, Peter, and Tinker Bell came across a mysterious island shrouded in mist. Curious, they decided to investigate. They landed on the island and began to explore its hidden secrets. Suddenly, they heard a loud, menacing laugh. Well, what do we have here?" It was Captain Hook, Peter Pan's sworn enemy. He emerged from behind a rock, his hook glinting in the fading light. "Peter Pan, you and your little friends have wandered right into my trap," Captain Hook sneered. He raised his hook threateningly. Peter Pan stood tall and defiant. "We're not afraid of you, Hook. Mason, Tinker Bell, and I will stand together." Mason's heart raced, but he remembered the stories of Peter Pan's bravery. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. "We're not afraid, Captain Hook. We are brave, and we have each other." Captain Hook was taken aback by Mason's courage. "Who are you, boy?" he asked, his voice wavering slightly. "I'm Mason, and I'm here to protect my friends," Mason declared boldly. With a sudden burst of inspiration, Mason, Peter, and Tinker Bell began to think of a plan. Tinker Bell suggested using her fairy dust to create a diversion, while Peter Pan and Mason would work together to trick Captain Hook and lead him away from the island. Tinker Bell sprinkled her magical dust, creating a brilliant, blinding light that dazzled Captain Hook. "What is this sorcery?" Hook cried out, shielding his eyes. Taking advantage of the distraction, Peter Pan and Mason flew swiftly around Hook, taunting him and leading him in circles. Hook stumbled and lost his footing, crashing into the underbrush. "Now, Mason!" Peter Pan shouted. With a final burst of confidence, Mason and Peter led Captain Hook toward the edge of the island, where Hook tumbled into a small boat waiting below. "This isn't the end, Peter Pan," Hook yelled as the currents carried him away. "I'll be back." Breathing a sigh of relief, Mason, Peter, and Tinker Bell regrouped. "That was incredible, Mason," Peter said, clapping Mason on the shoulder. "You were so brave." Mason smiled and felt a warm sense of pride. "I couldn't have done it without you and Tinker Bell." Bravery and teamwork saved the day. Tinker Bell nodded. Absolutely. And now, let's celebrate with something special. They returned to the heart of Neverland, where they were greeted with cheers from the Lost Boys and other friendly inhabitants. As a reward for his bravery, Tinker Bell conjured up a delightful surprise, a giant banana split, Mason's favorite dessert. Gathered around the delicious treat, Mason, Peter Pan, Tinker Bell, and their friends laughed, shared stories, and enjoyed their well-earned feast. Mason felt a sense of belonging and joy that he would never forget. As the night grew late and the stars twinkled above, Mason knew it was time to return home. Peter Pan and Tinker Bell escorted him back to the lagoon, where they said their goodbyes. "Thank you for the incredible adventure, Peter," Mason said, hugging his new friends. "I've learned so much about bravery and the importance of having friends by your side." "Never forget, Mason," Peter Pan replied with a smile. "You're always welcome here in Neverland. Just think happy thoughts, and you'll find your way back." With a final wave, Mason felt the familiar lightness as he floated back to his room, filled with happy memories and dreams of future adventures. And so, Mason drifted off to sleep, knowing that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he had the bravery and the friends to face them head-on. Sweet dreams, Mason. Until the next adventure.
Created by a kid and their parent using Talebot, click the link in the video description to create your own story.